Hey, Tom's Tap here, and I'm going to be showing you the steps and the ways to develop into your handstand. Handstand is probably one of the most basic and essential moves you're going to learn if you take gymnastics or if you're into acrobatics and stuff like that. Handstand helps develop good core strength and then also body coordination as well. So first we want to learn the proper form and technique for the handstand so we're not wasting any muscle strength and we make it as easy as possible for ourselves. So you can do this standing up at first. You're going to have your arms shoulder width apart, straight, and you're going to extend up as if you're trying to push against the ceiling. What this will do is align your body up. So your arms are in line with your body. That way you're not using any of your arm strength that you don't have to use. For example, if you go a little bit wider, you're going to be using more of that arm strength and that shoulder strength to hold up onto the handstand. If you have them up close to your ears, extend it out, it's really all about balancing with the fingertips from there. Another thing you want to keep in mind is the abs and the butt. You're going to use these muscles also to help balance. You're going to keep them tight. So you're going to imagine yourself as a board and your body is just straight and you're just bouncing on your fingertips. I find using a wall one of the easiest ways to develop into a handstand. You don't have to use so much strength, and it's really just a lot safer because you're not going to topple over forward if you have this wall here. So first you're going to start off, you're going to be about 2 of your feet away from the wall. Place your hands shoulder width apart like we were talking about. You're going to aim for the same form we were doing just a few seconds ago. Except this, you're going to kick up. So pick which leg you like kicking up with. I like to kick up with my left leg. So I'm going to kick up, place it on the wall, and then I'm going to go into that form I was talking about earlier. Shoulder width apart, extend out, and then you're going to slowly step off the wall, try to balance. And then you can always just go back onto the wall if you can't balance anymore, or you can fall forward. But you just want to work on this and really try to fill it out with your fingertips. And this will just come with repetition. The more you practice, the better you're going to get at it. So find a wall that's comfortable with you and just start working on it. Now if you feel like your arms aren't strong enough to hold yourself up from there, you're going to have to work on building up that shoulder strength that's needed to hold yourself up. So you can do incline push-ups, those will work pretty well. You can just use a wall again. Put your feet on like so, and just push up. This will help develop some of that shoulder strength you need to do that. Then you can also just work on holding yourself up in that position as well. So, arms straight, and just go up. And just hold for a while. So after you get your handstand against the wall, consistent, you can do it for 10-20 seconds without screwing up, without falling over. Then you're going to move on to doing the handstand just on the ground without the wall. And the easiest and safest way to get into this handstand is to kick with one leg and let the other one follow afterwards. So you take away a lot of the risk of falling over on your back and screwing up. So the trick is figuring out which leg you want to kick with and then getting used to it and figuring out how much you need to kick to get into that balanced position. And this again will take repetition and just a little bit of practice. So pick which leg you want to kick up with. I can kick with either one, it really doesn't matter. But some people find it more comfortable with to use the leg that they swing over for a cartwheel. So that can help you out as well. So you get your arms in shoulder width position. I'm going to kick up with my right leg on this. So I'm going to kick up with my right leg into the position and then jump off with my left leg. Just a tad so I get up into that position. So I'm going to jump up into it. So you have that leg there. And then put it in place. And then I find that same position. So what you're going to do is you're going to kick up. You're probably not going to go straight into that form, that perfect form. You're probably going to have to make some adjustments, and then once you feel that balance, extend into it. So again, I'll show you. Shoulder width. This time I'll use the other leg. Kick up. Find the balance. And then extend out into it. And then from here you can pretty much hold it for as long as you want. Once you find that balanced position, just all on the fingertips. Notice the adjustments I make with my shoulders. At the beginning, I don't start off with my head and my shoulders. I have my head looking forward, and I find that balance, and then I go into that strict position. So I make adjustments with my shoulders and my legs and my hips. So this comes with repetition and then feeling, what works best for you. Adjusting with the shoulders, the elbows, the legs. It just depends on how you do it and what works best for you. Okay, there's also a second form that I've seen people use. Mostly break dancers and street acrobatic people do this type of form. I've noticed that from my own experience, it's easier to control and move around and do tricks, but it's harder to hold for a long period of time. So if you want to hold your handstand for a long period of time and have perfect alignment, use the perfect gymnastics form. But for going down ledges, moving around, I found it easier to slightly arch your back, and you can even have your legs kind of dangle a little bit. You're going to use more strength, but I found that there's more control. So I'll show you one real quick. Oops, that's not it. There we go. So you're going to be here. And I noticed, see, I can kick my legs around with this form. I can walk around pretty easily. Go down ledges is just a lot easier. But this is going to be harder on your arms and upper body, like I said before. So notice my head is not perfectly straight in between my arms. I'm looking slightly up, and I have that slight arch in my back. And I have a slight bend in my elbows, and this is just basically all strength I'm using here. So the way to develop that is just going into it. Same way as kicking up into it, and just trying to hold it. And I still use the fingertips to keep my balance, but I'm also using my shoulders, elbows, and my legs. Okay, one thing I get asked a lot is how do I press up for my handstands from like this position? I'll show you real quick. Go from here and press up, and there's a spotter. But it's really all about a gradual progression. So you're going to start off small and build your way up. First, you got to get your body used to holding that lower position. An easy way to do this is place your elbows against inside your knee joints, like so. Place them on the ground in a squatted position, and you're going to lean forward and balance. You want to hold that for about 20-30 seconds consistently. Once you have that balance down, I'll show you side position. Then you're going to move on to having your knees tucked in between your arms, like this. So you're not going to have that added support. This is going to take a lot more strength. Then again, you're going to lean forward lift your toes up and hold. So you're going to want to be able to hold this at least for about 10 seconds or a little bit less, 5-10 seconds. And once you have that, then you can start working on lifting into that handstand. Now, a good way to build up the strength for that lift is just doing handstand push-ups. So find a wall, lean against it, go from here, push up. You want to get that, to where you have 10 down consistently. And then you're going to add the two things together. So you're going to go here, go into that balance position, and then you're going to lift up. So notice I'm kicking up right when I'm leaning over forward. So that's another thing. You got to practice this and figure out which is the best timing for your legs to kick up. I start off tucked. Now lift up. I'm shooting my legs up while I'm pushing out and getting that balance. So that takes two things. You got to build up the balance, the strength, and then the timing, which takes repetition. Take gradual steps and work on these. You can work on these every day pretty much because it's just handstands. It's not too much muscle workout. So go out and do this and get your handstand down.